What if I told you your network devices are wide open to attacks right now? Telnet sends passwords in clear text, and default SSH settings can be cracked in minutes. In this video, I'll show you the step-by-step way to properly configure SSH on Cisco devices, including the 3 critical security measures most admins forget. Watch as we lock down remote access and stop hackers cold. SSH configuration. It is possible to initiate an SSH or Telnet connection using a client such as PuTTY that is installed on his PC. PuTTY is an emulator for SSH or Telnet protocols. Direct connections can also be made with a serial cable RS-232. Originally, this software was only available on Windows. Now it's also available on Unix platforms. We will now see how to open Telnet access on a switch. The line VTY04 command allows you to enter the configuration of the 5 remote access lines. The 0 counts as an access. That's why there are 5 of them. We can notice that the acronym has changed from config to config line. The password command allows you to assign a password. Here, I chose pass4567. And the login command activates the remote connection with a password for Telnet sessions that comes in. You can also set a 5-minute timeout for more security. Our Telnet access is now well configured. Now, we're going to move on to SSH, which requires a little more work. Even much more. First, you need to set up a hostname with the hostname name. Change name by the name you choose for your device. The acronym must not be marked switch or router. Then, you have to set up a domain name for it with the command IP domain name. This is essential to be able to generate the certificate key. The username and secret commands allow you to configure a user with a password, which will be used to log in via SSH. The crypto key generate RSA command will be used by the user to authenticate. Here we take a key encoded on 1024 bits. Then we have to go back to the configuration of our VTY lines to make a local login, which will force the connection with a username plus password. The SSH transport input allows you to deny Telnet access and force SSH connections with a username, which is much more safe. And the order SSH version 2 supports login banners and has a much plus secure encryption algorithm than version 1. If you want to check that the SSH protocol is enabled, you can use the command show IPUSSH. And the show SSH command allows you to see if an SSH session is in progress. In the example, we can see that user 1 is logged in. When you start an SSH connection for the first time from a computer, you always receive an alert window that indicates that the server host key is not cached in the PuTTY application. If you add the key to the cache, the pop-up will not come back to the computer. Telnet or SSH protocols are widely used. That's why it's better to limit VTY access to specific IP addresses or subnets to better control remote administration. Limit remote access with ACL. To add this security, you must use the ACLs. The access list command allows you to create the ACL in global configuration mode. In the example, access list number 1 will allow only the 192.168.1.0 network. That is to say, that of PC 1, or of all hosts that go from 0.1 to 0.254. The deny any log command is not mandatory because implicitly there is a rule that deletes all packets which have not been matched by an ACL. But this command allows us to make it official in a way to have traces in the newspaper. That way, all attempts that were rejected will be displayed in the log. then all that remains is to apply the ACL on the VTY from 0 to 4. The PC1 will be able to connect to the router via SSH without any problem, but not the PC2. It is possible to set up a welcome banner that will be displayed when a user logs in to the iOS. This message can be a warning message or to inform about an upcoming update. To create this login banner, you need to use the banner MOTD command. The message to be typed must be between two special characters. Here he is between the two honishkenners. The message will be displayed after login, and if you use the banner login command, the message will be displayed before the user logs in. For this command, you need to add the banner text in quotation marks. And when a user connects to the router, he will see this type of message with the warning. So, in the United States, if there is no warning banner to configure, or if it is not clear enough, then a malicious person could cause great damage to the company without being prosecuted because he was not warned before connecting.